All right, I am here with Syrian Canadian author and LGBTQ um, refugee rights advocate, Danny Ramadan. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Excellent. So, Danny will be our keynote speaker at our upcoming Adult Centered Education Online this year, Friday, May 21st. And Danny, thanks again for speaking to us this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic event, I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you. So, for our attendees, maybe you can just give some background.
Sure. So my name, as you said, is Danny Ramadan. I'm a Syrian Canadian author, public speaker, and an LGBTQ refugees advocate. I was one of the very first Syrian refugees to arrive to Canada in 2014, following Canada's commitment to take in Syrian refugees from the civil war that was happening in my country. Before that, I used to live between Syria and Egypt, and I worked as a journalist and an author over there for the majority of my 20s. I came to Canada in 2014, and in 2017, I published my first novel, The Clothesline Swing. And again, my children's book came out last year during the pandemic, and it's called Salma, the Syrian Chef.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Danny. And by the way, we will be giving away some of your novels at our event. So I know attendees will be looking forward to that. That's
That's lovely.
excellent. Just my first question here, Danny. About a year ago now, the whole world changed with the COVID-19 pandemic. And for yourself as a writer and a speaker and an advocate, how has that sort of changed your day-to-day experience?
So, as I said, my children's book came out in March 2020, so
Huh.
around the time the pandemic started. And I had a book tour that I was going to go to New York, to Chicago, to Toronto, to Calgary, and I was really looking forward to going to all of those places. But sadly, of course, because of the pandemic, all of this was canceled. And I spent a good 6 weeks feeling misery, feeling
Mm,
sad for myself because I thought that the book chances of being successful are literally drowning in front of my
mm,
eyes in a sea of anxiety and pandemic fears.
right.
But then I turned on my camera and I went live on Twitter and I read the book to my friends there. And the video went viral and people loved it and really appreciated the fact that an artist tried to share some of their art with the folks and uplift the children during that time. And yeah, I ended up being invited to a lot of virtual events, a lot of classrooms. Um, and to be honest, now looking back, yes, of course, the pandemic was and continues to be quite the big challenge. But at the same time, it offered me an opportunity to visit classrooms in tiny little communities across
Right.
Canada that otherwise wouldn't have the ability to invite me. Like somebody in Sudbury wouldn't have, a teacher in Sudbury wouldn't have the money to put me on an airplane and take me for an hour visit to their
Mm,
class. But I ended up going to Sudbury, Ontario through Zoom and
right.
talking to children there and saying hello to them in Arabic. And all of that really stood out to me. It really brought a lot of joy to an otherwise challenging year.
Right, right, absolutely. I think in your response there, Danny, I think this pandemic for a lot of people has just been that sort of silver lining,
Mhm.
very tough initially for so many people, and just trying to find the positives. And I think
Mhm.
you alluded to that there. Um, just one final question, Danny, today, and that's with an eye towards a conference later this week on Friday. What can attendees to the ACE conference, Adult Centered Education Conference, expect from your keynote, without giving too much away, of course?
No spoilers, I
Yeah.
promise. Um, I'm 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 a person who likes to share my personal experiences quite generously. So I promise that I'm going to be as genuine and authentic as I am capable of being.
Hmm.
I'm going to talk about my childhood growing up as a queer kid in Damascus,
Hmm.
about the experience of coming here to Canada, and about seeking education as an adult. I just got my master's in creative writing from UBC, and what it means
Congratulations.
to be, thank you, appreciate it, what it means to be somebody from the other side of the world seeking education in a language that is not my mother tongue. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that I will tell you some of my personal story, but also maybe that will open space for you as you are instructors giving teaching to adults. Maybe that would be something that will help you in your own day-to-day work.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's, I promise to make a couple of jokes. I'll
Okay,
make it.
well, that's always good. A little bit of levity is always good as well.
Yeah.
So again, thank you, Danny. Danny Ramadan will be speaking this Friday, May 21st, at our upcoming Adult-Centered Education Conference. And again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak to us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.